Hi, everyone. Harry here to talk about the conviction of Jennifer Crumbley for involuntary manslaughter, a homicide involving her son's rampant shooting in Oxford, Michigan. It's the first conviction of its kind in the country, and it may well have reverberations through schools, gun industry, parents, and the like. Okay, so there have been a spate, I would say, of late of parents who have been charged when their children have been involved in homicides, but they've been charged with sort of separate crimes of negligence or recklessness. They have not previously been charged with homicide, and that's what happened here. Ethan Crumbley, the actual shooter who killed four people, is serving a life sentence now already in Michigan prison. And his father, who was also charged with involuntary manslaughter, is going to trial separately from his wife, Jennifer Crumbley, and he will proceed to trial in a few months. The facts are pretty rough, as you can imagine. Ethan Crumbley, a very troubled child, in the diary recovered at school from his backpack. He talked about the help he needed, and he told his parents, and they hadn't provided it. But he was very into guns, and he really very much wanted a new gun. I think it's a 9mm that might be the weapon here. And just on Black Friday, as named appropriately here, after Thanksgiving, they went to a gun store and purchased it. Jennifer did a social media tweet about her, son with his new present. And then they go to the shooting range together. The father does with Ethan, and it's a grand old time. The fatal rampant shooting happens shortly thereafter. Ethan's in school, and a teacher finds some very disturbing drawings that's along the lines of "the voices won't stop" and "I need help" and a picture of a gun. And they immediately call the parents in, which is now increasingly protocol. They tell them they have to. And under Michigan law, then the parents need to seek therapy for Ethan within 48 hours. The school doesn't tell them that they have to take him home, but it figures centrally in the conviction and deliberation that they don't take him home. The picture of the gun in the sort of suicidal drawing is recognizably the one that Jennifer bought for him on a few days after Thanksgiving. This is in Black Friday 2021. So they leave. Jennifer Crumbley goes back to work, kind of complains to her boss, "Look what I have to put up with now." Doesn't seem particularly concerned. And shortly after after they leave, Ethan goes in a bathroom or closet, comes out with the gun that he has brought with him to school, and shoots and kills four people. So it's been a kind of a national focus that they charged her this way. As I say, it's, the first of its kind in the nation. And so there was a lot of evidence. She and her husband have been in jail all during this time because they can't afford bail. And she's a very distraught, completely emotional kind of defendant. In fact, there's even some back and forth from the prosecution to the judge saying, "Please ask her not to be so emotional. We've all been admonished by you, Judge, not to be that way." But she's clearly, her life is now in a complete shambles. But we have the boss who she told this to, different colleagues, and the like who testify. She testifies And there was a thought that Ethan was going to, but he didn't from his perch and life imprisonment. Case goes to the jury. They deliberate 11 hours and come out with guilty on 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter. The prosecution, it's obviously an unusual kind of crime. And in an area in the country, this is perfectly a jury of their peers, where people use guns, are enthusiastic about the sporting use of guns, and the prosecutors tell the jury this is going to be one of the hardest things you've ever had to do, but it's the right thing to do. So the guilty verdicts come back, and real sort of shockwaves and big news throughout the country. And the question is now, what happens to parents, in states where a lot of juveniles are trained to use guns, but especially when their children are somewhat disturbed, as Ethan was. So a landmark case, in some ways a gut-wrenching case, but under the law, probably a correct verdict. Talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and other Talking Feds content, please take a second to like and subscribe. Talk to you later.